So hey guys, welcome back to another Access 72 video. Pleasure to be joined again by Adam Smith. And Adam, had the privilege of speaking to you last week before the AJ fight, and of course now a bit of a different setting, but weigh-in day for the GBM show. What did you make of all the intense face-offs?
Well, first of all, thank you for talking to me last week. I think it was at the opulent, wonderful Guildhall. What a week it was, and what a night on Saturday, and many congratulations to Daniel Dubois and Don Charles and Kieran Farrell and Riz Khan and the whole team. An incredible win for him against the odds. Certainly the manner of victory no one really expected, probably apart from his nearest and dearest. And I thought he was absolutely tremendous from start to finish. Ruthless, dangerous, dynamite, living up to his nickname. He was absolutely brilliant. And yeah, it was sad to see Joshua taken apart like that after everything he's done in boxing, and obviously my close association with him. And I'm sure he'll be back, and I'm sure he'll go again, whether it's Dubois, whether he waits for the winner-loser of Usyk and Fury. But I think this is time to really take your hats off to Daniel Dubois and Frank Warren and the whole team who've stood by him for so long through adversity. Really came of age, and great to see. And I'm sure it hasn't probably really sunk in yet. I haven't seen him since the early hours of Sunday morning, where he was pretty dazed still about it all. And yeah, just a fantastic achievement for him and his dad after everything they've been through. And yeah, just a complete spin on the heavyweight landscape. But a great night for Daniel Dubois and for boxing. It really was. And you know, Hamza Shiraz was brilliant, and Liam Gallagher and the whole sort of 96,000 at Wembley. Yeah, wasn't it great? And yeah, this seems a little bit after the Lord Mayor's show, of course, because we've got a couple of thousand in the Cannon Arena. I think we could have tried to get 5,000-6,000 in. But the British fight scene rolls on, and I don't think it could roll on with a better domestic show than what we've got tomorrow night. I think it's Nowhere to Hide is the right title for this, and we thought long and hard about how we should go about this show, because we're on DAZN. We've got a fantastic shop window to show DAZN what we can do at GBM. So we put a sort of all-British triple title treat at the top, and Alex Maver and I sort of went around the country and saw everybody and gathered the passion and the fervour for what it is. And I think you saw there in the intense stare-offs. I mean, the face-off between Shaq and River, it was so good they did it twice, which you never normally see. Then you had Ticey and Tory at each other, and then the head goes in, which I've never seen Ticey Gallagher lose her cool. Rather like Shaq lost his cool last time with River when we announced the fight. And then, of course, I think the one that Ryan Walsh and Reece Mould stole the show. It was phenomenal, and the feeling in here as well, the atmosphere for a weigh-in was brilliant. So I can't wait for tomorrow night. There's so much intensity there. There's fire, there's needle, there's pride, crossroads fights, particularly Reece and Ryan. Who's going to steal the show? Then you had Hughie Fury and Christian Tunn and all the sort of size up there, and the expectation on Hughie Fury to try and get back into the big time mix, into the Saudi landscape. Christian Tunn's got a huge opportunity of his own to come and steal the show, and he's trained for weeks for this. So too is the Greek god. He's trained like a lunatic for Maxi Hughes, because he knows this is his big chance, and he's on real form. And again, an underdog, but Maxi's coming back off the Vegas highs, I guess, even though he lost, to go back to business. So it'd be interesting to see what Maxi Hughes brings us tomorrow night. Like him very much. Josh Warrington will be in his corner with a spit bucket, and just a moment to say well done to Josh for an incredible, stellar career. I thought he was he brought something to boxing a little bit like a junior version of Ricky Hatton had done in Manchester. Leeds got behind him, and it was an amazing career, and it was wonderful that he put his gloves in the middle of the ring afterwards. And Anthony Kakache goes on, and the boxing world moves on, and Josh has got so much to give this sport, and he's the same person as the guy I first met that walked into it, and I've got nothing but respect. So he's had an amazing career, and I can't wait to see him and give him a big hug tomorrow night. But yeah, look, it's a stellar show. It's a great show. Of course, at our level, we're not there on the Saudi big shows, the Riyadh season yet, but we're coming. You know, Izzy's gunning to be on that platform, and it just needs one of our fighters to get an opportunity, and we'll be on it.
Indeed, and I'm going to speak a bit more about topics current in boxing in just a moment. But I always like your stories, and one I wanted to ask was, what's been one of the more fiery face-offs in which you've seen in your time?
Wow, that's a really good question. I was thinking about the fiery press conferences, the tables, and Batman, and various other things that have happened over the years. But a fiery head-to-head, wow. Johnny Tapia was in a few back in the day. I'm going to have to think about that. You asked me good questions. I'll come back to you. I'll go back in the memory banks over the next 24 hours and come up with the best head-to-heads. Let me have a think about that one.
Of course, and so, of course, one of the big major bits of news from yesterday's press conference was Chris Eubank and what he had to say. I don't know if you wanted to say too much about that, but what was your opinions on it?
I like Chris. I also like all the promoters that he talks about. So it's a difficult one. I'm not a fighter, and fighters obviously have their own thoughts on how promoters treat them, managers treat them, trainers treat them, the media treats them. We're all in the spotlight. We wouldn't be here without fighters. I think I want to say that the fighters are at the epicenter of everything we do. So I think you always have to listen to fighters, whatever they say, whether you like it or don't like it. Brave of Chris to do that on that stage. But as we saw a few hours later, everything sort of retracted and sort of put back to bed, because I'm sure Turkey wasn't happy with it. We know Frank wasn't. We saw his reaction at the time. Look, I'm very fond of the promoters. I've worked very closely with all of them. Obviously, I work with Izzy at the moment, but I've worked with Eddie for many, many years, and Frank Smith's a very good friend of mine. I worked very closely with Frank Warren for many years. I'm close, I feel, to Frank and George and the Queensbury team. And Calla and Nissa are friends of mine. And Ben Shalom is a friend of mine and a guy I worked with for a year. Do I agree with everything they do? Not necessarily, because I'm been a broadcaster and I'm in the media. But I think they're all incredibly good promoters in their own way, and they're all very different, which is why they're coming together under Turkey's clever umbrella. I also think Izzy's a very good promoter, and I think he'll be there very soon as well. What Chris said. It's what he thought, and that's not for me to comment on. But obviously he's unhappy as a fighter. He's hooked up with Ben, but he's under that umbrella. He's in Riyadh season. So was it the stage, the platform to do it when he's being paid a lot of money and he's got a fight to win? I don't know. But Chris is independent and he won't answer or dance to anyone's tune. And I respect that in him, and I always have done. Like his father, very intelligent, will go against the grain if he thinks it's right, and will stand up for what he believes in. So, I like Chris a lot. Not really one for me to say whether I agree with what he said or didn't agree. I don't know the facts, but I do like the promoters and I do like him. So I think the best thing is that we get on with October the 12th, which is a thunderous night, topped by an incredible fight between Bivol and Beterbiev, which everyone wants to see. The first women's world title fight in Saudi, which I can't wait for. I have so much respect for Sky Nicholson. I think she's a fantastic ambassador for our sport. I'm very close to Raven Chapman, and I think she's an incredible fighter too, and a brilliant spokesperson. So there's a lot of spotlight on the ladies. I think they'll put on a great show. We've got Fabio Wardley, Fraser Clark, we've got Jar Batar, Jack Massey. What an opportunity for him. Ben Whitaker and Liam Cameron. It's just a really good night, and it's and Chris, of course. So let's see Chris back in a ring, and then let's see him in a big fight soon. But I'm looking forward to October the 12th, as I look forward to every show, as I look forward to our show tomorrow night, as I look forward to, and I probably shouldn't say it here with Izzy very nearby, the Wasserman show as well, with because I know that Grant Smith's team have been split up. Charlie Edwards, great fighter, great guy. Wish him well against Thomas Assomba, another great fighter and a great guy. So it's a shame we can't be in two places at once. But the winners are the fans. I think our show is one of the best shows that's been put on this year from a domestic point of view, from top to bottom. So I think we're in the right place. I think it's going to be a fantastic night tomorrow. And Shaq Thompson's got a real opportunity to make a statement. So too, I think Hughie Fury. I'm really interested in Mould and one of the Walsh brothers. I think Michael wants to be in there as well, doesn't he? And Tyson and Tori's a great fight. So really looking forward to tomorrow. and an autumn and winter full of great fight nights. I'll be at Nick Ball's, I think, next week, and then Jack Catchell at the end of the month. So it's just, I don't think the family are very happy. So I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I brought my eldest daughter to the press conference yesterday, and she liked it so much she wants to come back to the fights tomorrow. We sent her back to London, and now she's coming back to Sheffield. So I'll keep some of the family happy. Not sure I'll keep all of them happy on the road over the next few weeks, but we'll do our best.
And one final topic I wanted to talk about, of course, the closest GBM's kind of got to a Saudi show at the moment is Liam Cameron, of course, being up there against Ben Whittaker. Do you think he is going to put on a really resilient test? And of course, he did that versus Lyndon Arthur. Do you think it'll be the same?
Yeah, I thought he was great against Lyndon Arthur. I just think it's a fantastic story. I'm very much into mental health, into physical health and the care of the fighter. And I think what Liam's gone through has been a really, really tough battle. We all have tough battles, and what he's gone through is a really hard one. So I'm really proud. And I said to him when I saw him last, how well he's done to get back into the ring. Tyson Fury, of course, went through his own difficulties. Look how far he's done. And I think they're inspirational. So I think win, lose, draw, whatever, it's a hard night's work against Ben Whittaker. Let's not mince our words, and Liam knows it. But just to be on that stage and have a chance, an opportunity, which he'll try and take, and why not? He's a good fighter, and it's not necessarily written in the stars for Ben Whittaker. He's got to go and win it. So I think it's a golden chance for Liam Cameron. And as I said, if he doesn't win, he's a winner in life. And for me, that's far more important. He's an inspiration to me. He's an inspiration to a lot of young kids out there. And I hope that when his boxing career is done, he takes that and he does some really good things with it. And I think he will, because I know he's been through hell and back. And I have so much respect that coming from rock bottom and going back up there and being on October the 12th, what a night for him, and I hope he really enjoys it.
Adam, I really appreciate your time as always. As you said, you're probably going to be in Liverpool next week. I think I might be as well, so I might be catching you 3 weeks in the trot, but thank you very much as always.
I haven't actually looked at the fixture list. I don't know if we're at Anfield next week. I'm not sure we are, but if we are, I'll be taking that in as well. So it'd be good to be back in my second home of Liverpool next week for one of my other favourite fights is in Nick Ball. I haven't had a chance to commentate on or really be involved in much, but I want to be up there next week.
Adam, like I say, always a pleasure. Thank you very much.